An eating disorder is a severe disturbance in eating behavior. That's basically how it's defined. The main types of eating disorders that we see are anorexia nervosa, and there are two subtypes to that, the restricting type or the binging type. And also then we have bulimia. There's a third category of eating disorders that is eating disorders not otherwise specified, meaning it looks like an eating disorder. We can't quite put it into either one of those previous categories, but you're pretty certain that there is a severe disturbance in the eating behavior of this particular person. The subtypes are the restricting type, which is usually what most people will think of when they think of anorexia nervosa. A person who restricts her food intake to the point where her body weight is not maintaining a minimal normal range for her age and size. So the person would eat extremely small amounts of foods. For instance, you may ask an anorexic, well, tell me about your eating. And he says, oh, I eat very healthily. Well, tell me what you eat. And they may say to you, well, for breakfast, I had an apple, and then for lunch, I had a piece of toast and some yogurt, and then for dinner, I had a salad. And it's healthy foods, but the caloric intake is not sufficient to maintain a healthy and normal body weight. The other type is the binging type, where a lot of anorexics cannot maintain this restricting diet. They get hungry. And so then they binge. They eat extreme amounts of food. And then usually they may end up also purging in some way. So that is the binging type, where they restrict for a while and then they binge to compensate for the hunger they feel. Mm-hmm. Food for these, it's usually girls, so and women, young women. So food for these types of patients is not the concern in the sense that it's not the main issue, it's not the main psychological issue that they're struggling with. But it is a concern for them. They're completely, sometimes compulsively immersed in thinking about foods and what they're going to eat and when they're going to eat it, and you know how they're going to apportion how they're going to make this, and how healthy is it, and how many fat grams are contained in this and that. So they are constantly thinking about food, and they're often very hungry. So in that sense, it is a concern. It's what they're thinking about often. However, the real issue is a psychological issue for these girls, where what they are doing, girls and women, it doesn't have to be just girls, what they are actually doing is concretizing something, a feeling or a thought or something that they cannot tolerate psychologically. They concretize that through eating. So it's a way to feel in control, to feel like they have a handle on things that they cannot tolerate or understand or even feel psychologically.